Yu-Gi-Oh is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into. With over 10,000 different cards and so many different products to choose from, where do you even begin? Using a budget of just £30 a week, I set out to mould my own deck and climb the competitive ladder all the way to the European Championships. The challenge? All my cards have to be obtained through sealed official products. I'm not allowed to trade, I'm not allowed to buy cards individually, and instead have to rely on the cold, hard luck of the draw. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh from scratch. Episode 4. Why is that a special episode, you ask? Well, it's not. But it does mean that by the end of this, we will have invested triple figures into this deck. Over £100 and just one win under our belt. It ain't cheap, and it certainly ain't easy. But by God, does it make everything else so much more exciting. So this video will be releasing on October 17th. And the ban list comes into effect on October 14th. If you didn't already know, we lost Gardragon Agripane, which is currently our main win condition. So we're gonna have to start searching for a new boss monster. But that can wait till next episode, because the locals on this video was filmed on October 9th. So Agripane has one last chance to shine. For the sake of content, the search for Double or Nothing is on halt, and we're gonna open something different today. So with the £4 saved from last week, let's go spend some money. For the yikes price of £16, I got my hands on this Felgrand structure deck, which has a lot of good dragon cards that we need. This leaves us with exactly £18, which gets us exactly 3 more Savage Strike Special Editions. You already know what we need from this set, so let's crack them open. Okay, this is really pretty. I really like this. That is beautiful. Standard rulebook. And here we have our block of cards. On top of the dragon staples we need, there is a lot of really cool cards in this set, which might be worth looking at in the future. So for the ultras, we have Archbrave Dragon and Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand, followed by rarity bumps on our Divine Dragon spells, throwback to episode 1, a bunch of actual Felgrand cards, and some really old but interesting dragon support. Here we have our broken LP target, Red MD. I absolutely love this card, it is so good. Limited for a reason, mind you, but with LP we don't care about that. Dark Storm Dragon's pretty cool, it has that Gemini heavy storm effect. One banned boy, followed by our limited baby Chaos Dragons. Now it's probably not worth putting them both in right now just because our full deck's basically dark, so it could be quite bricky, but we'll definitely need them in the future. A lot of your typical structure deck fluff here. Felgrand stuff revolves around the graveyard, so it's obviously a lot of mill cards. A Dragon's Ravine, which is really nice because it can bin Tempest, it can bin Destrudo, and it can be searched by Romulus. All 3 cards of which we don't yet have. There is a Foolish Burial in here, which is basically just a 4th Dragon Shrine, and Breakthrough Skill could potentially go in our side deck as well. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. So 9 packs of Savage Strike to open here. If we do not get LP by the end of this, I will be very surprised. The ratio for ultra rares is 1 in 6, so worst case scenario, we should get at least 1 ultra rare. Starting off here, we have Regulator, Wicked, Connector, and Big Green Dragon, followed by Valkyrie Super and another Redoer. Cards we are looking for include LP, Pisty, World Legacy Guard Dragon, Barload Savage Dragon, and hey, I will take a Phantasmate if we pull one. Here we have Converter, Weedle, Salad Parrot, Lizard, Apples, Agripane, what do you want? Go away! That's so sad. I want your brother, not you. How many Agripane are we going to pull before we get LP? Leave your answer in the comments. So there is a rare in this set as well that could be quite useful early on, and that is Gardragon Cataclysm, which is a trap card. I can't actually remember if we pulled one in a previous episode, but if we can get a playset of that, I will be happy. Oh yeah, I asked in the previous episode whether you would prefer me to keep all the spare cards I pull or sell them for more money to put towards product. And reading all the comments, honestly it seemed like 50-50. So what I'm going to do is keep everything, because I feel like in the final episode, the season finale, it would be quite cool to go back and look at our full collection and how much we paid for it. Anyway, here we have garbage, more apples, Witch's Strike. We got a secret, Witch's Strike. I really wanted this card to be good, but every time I think about it, it's just so slow. You have to set it turn 1, Turn 2, your opponent has to set a counter trap, basically, and then turn 3 is when you actually get the payoff, but normally it's too late or it's been destroyed by then. If we do pull it off though, that would be content, so it's going straight in the side deck. 3 packs left of Savage Strike. Not gonna lie, this has been pretty disappointing. I just want an LP, man. Come on, it's super rare. It should not be this hard to get. I feel your pain, Gage. Right, Sunlight Wolf, Guard Dragon, Pisty. Okay, I'll take a Pisty. It's better than no Pisty. Also, if we have the space, we can use Sunlight Wolf as a cherries target. Even though we only have 1 cherries. We will have 2 after we open Dual Devastator. If we open Dual Devastator. Spoilers. Right, second last pack. We got Time Thief Hack, Summon Over, Converter, that. Yes! Oh, that single-handedly saved the episode. World Legacy Guard Dragon, ultra rare. That is what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure we'll need 2 or 3 for the actual deck, but the fact that we can now go for Ib to search it is huge. Final pack. 4 to the front. Let's hope for LP. If we get LP, then my day is made, even though it's already kind of half been made. We have Super Squid, Solid Parrot, Incantation Field Spell. We got our Clock Lizard. We seem to get loads of those. Some Guard Dragon, crappy rare, and man, Valkyrie Virt. So, looking at all these new cards here, it looks like we've given our deck a massive boost. Obviously, we already have Agripain, but that's a lot of good cards. So let's go try and fix up our deck. Right, I'm in a bit of a rush to get to locals, so we're just going to stick these straight in. I think for the Pisty, we take out our second Borreload, just because we're never really using it right now. We might put it back in the future, but Pisty will do for now. In you go. As for the other cards, I kind of have an idea of what I want to take out. I definitely want to take out the last defrag. The field spell is kind of not great until we get Striker Dragon, so I can probably take that out for now as well. I think we can definitely take out one of our regenerators for the World Legacy Guard Dragon, because they basically do the same thing. They're both reborning a dragon from the graveyard. And finally, I'm going to cut into our rocket package and take out a Silver Rocket Dragon, just because it's the least useful one there. Right, that's us good to go. I have just realised that I forgot to put in Delingerous Dragon, but we'll worry about that in the next episode. Hopefully we do well today. Right, so round 1, we lost the die roll to Pure Orchist and were made to go first. I start by normal summoning Tracer, and then activating Dragon Shrine, and then chaining Tracer to pop the Dragon Shrine to special a rocket from deck, but that gets met with a Ghost Ogre, which really isn't ideal for the hand we have. Resolving both effects, I summon a Silver Rocket and then send Abzerouter Dragon to the grave, searching me a Rocket Synchron to hopefully set up for next turn. Then, in order to not die, I bring back Tracer with World Legacy Guard Dragon and set a Twin Twisters and pass on that. Round 2, we make him go first, and do end up with a Ghost Battle in our hand, so I'm feeling quite confident. He plays through his Orchist combo and gets to the Skeleton. We drop the Ghost Battle, and of course, he has Monster Reborn. So he ends on a board of Orcustrian, the Link 4, and Babel, the field spell, with Dingirsu and Symbol Skeleton in the grave. I start with a normal summon of a Magna Rocket, allowing me to special the Abzerouter I have in hand. Then I activate a Squib Draw to pop the Magna Rocket, drawing me into a Twin Twisters and Dragon Shrine. We force the Dingirsu by activating Twin Twisters to pop the field spell, which clears our board by sending Abzerouter to the grave, which then allows me to search for Rocket Tracer. Now, because I control no cards, I can activate Foolish Burial to send Background Dragon, and then use its effect to summon itself plus a Tracer from my hand. Orcustrian can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, so my only real out is Borreload or Cyber's Quantum Dragon. Now, I could have went into Cyber's Quantum Dragon now, but I knew it would likely just die on his turn, so I wanted to pass until I had more resources to invest into it. During the end phase, he activates Gizmek and then proceeds to clear my entire board on his turn. I do activate Tracer's effect to get a draw off of Regenerator, which draws me into a Dragon Shrine, and then top deck Gateway Dragon, so at this point it's all or nothing. We have to go for the Cyber's Quantum Dragon and hope he can't respond to it. And you can really tell he didn't see this coming.
Oh, fuck, you're synchroing.
So we managed to out the Orcustrian and then deal 50 damage over the Gizmek, which he protected with Dingirsu. and then on his turn he used the Gizmek effect to destroy the Cyber's Quantum Dragon, and that was game. If I had a Link monster, then I would have been able to avoid the target in effect, but I didn't, so yeah. For round 2, we go against Salamangreat, and we win the dice roll this time, so we're going second. I open Ogre and Bell this time, so it's looking pretty good for us. I Ogre the Balinks, and I Bell the Will, leaving him with basically an empty board. Sadly, my hand's not good enough to capitalize on that, because I did open 2 rockets, but I start off with a Gateway Dragon, which gets impermed. From there, I have to make some really funky plays by linking into Pisty, which enables his Phantasme, and then banishing the Pisty with Red MD to bring back Gateway Dragon. And because Gateway Dragon's summon effect from hand is only a soft once per turn, I can activate it again to finally get a rocket out. You want to know what would have won the game here? Utopia double, damn it. Why don't we have him yet? We do, however, get some damage on the board, and then I end on a Redoer. During the standby phase, we grab a monster, but Redoer then gets baited out with a Stalio effect halfway through his turn. Red MD, on the other hand, is making him work really hard to get rid of it. He climbs all the way up into an Avramax to punch for 3k, and then wills back a Wolf. He sets a Rage, and end phase we get Redoer back. Now, how are we going to out an Avramax?
Standby. Mine give it back to me.
Not only do we get rid of the Avramax, but he also shotguns the Rage, so we pretty much have nothing to worry about, other than the fact that we top decked Poly and have Auto Rocket in hand, so yeah, that's game 1. Game 2, we go second again and open Bell, so we Bell the Jaguar this time, but he does still manage to end on a semi-decent board with 2 back row. We bait a Roar with 20s, our first quick launch gets ashed, our second quick launch goes through, but our 2 monsters get raged. So that's us out of cards. Finally, that brings us to round 3, where I lose a die roll against another pure Orchist, and we're made to go first again. I open a very interesting hand, but I do have a way to get to Agripain combo. Starting off with a Magna Rocket linked into Pisty, I then bring back Magna Rocket with World Legacy Guard Dragon and link into Agripain. From here, if I manage to get Quad Borrel on the field, I can then move it with World Legacy Guard Dragon to open up the zones for Agripain to get out Abyss. But when I activate Generator to revive Magna Rocket, it gets DD Crowed, so I end on Triple Burst. And that's it. You gotta play around Mega Fleet though, you never know when you'll be against Cyber Dragons, so I used World Legacy Guard Dragon to move Triple Burst into a main monster zone. And what do you know, down comes a Cyber Dragon Naxter. He drops a Mind Control on my Triple Burst for full Orchist combo, but I do have a Bell in hand, so I ain't too worried. I drop it on the Skeleton and that pretty much stops him from extending. Bell has been putting in work today, it's so good. So he pops us for 25 and passes over to us. We're relying on the top deck here, and you can probably guess what we top deck. It's always Polyman, every time. He punches for 25 again and passes back to us, and here is the perfect example of why Dragon's Mirror is so much better than Poly. We top deck Dragon's Mirror, so we use that to bring out Borreload Furious and attack over his Longursu. Passing it back to him, he tries to mind control the Furious, but we chain its effect to sacrifice itself and pop his Nessie. All he can do is set 2 back row and then pass it back to us, where we top deck a quick launch. Sadly, there's no Dark Links left in my graveyard to revive with Furious Dragon, but we do manage to get to Cyber's Quantum and pop for 25. He sets another back row and passes it back to us, where we top deck Abzerautor Dragon this time, so all we can do is pop for 25 again. Then he top decks Scrap Recycler, which gets him access to Dingirsu and wins him the game. Game 2, we go second and face down a board of Longursu, Dingirsu and 3 back row. Poly actually comes in useful for once, getting us out a Furious Dragon by using Abzerautor and something else as material. And then because Abzerautor gets sent to the grave, we search for Rocket Tracer. We bait out a DD Crow with Borrel Regenerator, and then we bait out an Impermanence with Rocket Tracer, and then we abuse Longursu's arrows with Pisty to get to Borreload and win the game. Game 3, there's about 3 minutes left on the clock. I'm going first, so I side in the magic cylinders, and I actually see it this time. I end on a Furious Dragon plus the 2 back row, and I'm hoping he just goes for the Dingirsu and then attack. Sadly, he spends too long trying to out my back row, and we end up tying in main phase.
Fuck you. Yes! Still getting winner first!
So once again, we are ending on a poor record. However, we are still yet to go 0-3 if you want to look on the bright side of things. I'm not totally disappointed because it didn't really feel like we got trashed. We just got outclassed by higher tier decks. And we managed to pull off some really cool plays and out some proper buff boss monsters. So yeah, I'm happy. It's that time again where we try to pull another Dragon's Mirror and then discuss what we should be doing with our deck. So let's jump right into the prize packs. As always, because I sucked, we have one OTS 10 and one Dark Neostorm. Obviously, as our deck improves, we should win more games, leading to more prize packs, but we're still starting out here. So popping 4 at the front here. Oh, right. Okay, well, I kind of screwed that up. Chain Hole for the super, and just a load of garbage, really. There's not really a whole lot out of Dark Neostorm that I think we need anyway, outside of Ib. Moving on here to OTS 10, we have Mythical Bestiary, Hyper Librarian, and Super Sunlight Wolf. So no Dragon's Mirror, sadly. Maybe next time. Right, so in terms of today, I found that, once again, top decking Poly sucks. So I probably either want to cut it completely or at least drop it down to 1. I also seem to brick quite a lot on opening rockets, which is something you don't really want to do. And currently our package is sitting at about 9 or 8 rockets that we don't want to see, which is quite a lot. As the deck gets faster and faster with every upgrade, the need for so many floating targets becomes rather unnecessary. So ideally, I would like to cut down on those bricks and increase the number of combo pieces in our deck. Finally, next episode is going to be the first time playing under the new ban list, meaning no Agripane, so we're going to have to find a way to replace him. And the best way to do that right now, most likely, is to get LP. So LP, I'm coming for you. See you next Thursday.